Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So today, as promised, I'm going to discuss the SCHD ETF, which is one that I confused with SPHD a couple weeks back. So let's go right into it. We're going to go to Yahoo Finance, and right now it's trading at 71.78 per share. I see about, I think, 10 years of history on it. November 2011 is when it started. It's actually tripled in value since then. It was up until the beginning of this year, it hit a peak of $80.83. It pays a 3.26% dividend yield, which is not the greatest, but overall, if you look at the line on the growth trajectory, it's pretty good. I mean, you can almost draw a straight upward trend line over time, so that's encouraging. And this is the peer group over here: VYM, VIG, DGRO. Oh, SPHD is in the peer group. How about that? And JEPI, one of my favorites. I see VYM covered a lot as a key peer ETF to it. Very low expense ratio, low beta relative to the market, daily total return negative for the year. It's not going to be any earnings because it's an ETF. And let's look at historical data. Let's see how long it's maintained its dividend for. So historical data, and then I think this one might pay quarterly, if I remember correctly. I think a commenter told me that. So let's see. And that's where I get most of my information is from other commenters. I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, this is quarterly, actually. So let's go back all the way to maximum. This is going to go all the way back to 2011. I just want to see if they've missed a dividend. It looks like the dividend increased in June 22nd, 70.4 cents. March, December. So we had 4 dividends. Oh, actually, look, no, that was 4. 2021, they paid 4 dividends. And going back to September, there was, not September, but 2020, there was 4. Looks like they've actually never missed a dividend. And it's steadily increased over time. You can see the mid-2010s here, where it was, 2016, 2017. By 2018, started to increase. Then it went up close to 50 cents, then 60 cents. So the dividend actually is increasing. Wish I had time to do a chart on this, but yeah, the dividend is steadily increasing on it. Now let's go over here to see some more information. This is where the fund closed today. It's got a 5-star Morningstar rating. Net assets are this over here. Looks like a decent volume. Some other stats we don't necessarily care about. Here's returns relative to benchmarks here. So this ETF relative to the S&P 500, I like to look at this actually because I like to see if it outperforms. 5 years, 5-year return, it's outperforming. 3-year return, it's outperforming, as you can see, outperforming both the category and the S&P 500. 1 year, actually, if I'm not mistaken here, every category it's measuring here, it's outperformed the S&P 500. So that's a good sign, and it pays a dividend. Not the highest dividend, but look at this. Compared to what the S&P 500 pays on average, it's more than double. So that's good. Here's the sector weightings: financial services, technology, industrials, consumer defense, healthcare. So pretty good mix overall. Highest weighting, and you can see how the weightings differ from the S&P 500. So I kind of like this site here, this stockrover.com. So it's weighted highest financial services versus the S&P, which is weighted highest in technology. Healthcare, pretty even. Double consumer defensive versus the S&P, double industrials versus the S&P. Here's the difference here. Asset allocation, top holdings: Texas Instruments, Pepsi, Coke. How about that? It holds both Pepsi and Coke. Verizon, Home Depot, Cisco. Cisco's in a company I've been a big fan of. One of my biggest stock gains. I'll probably do a video on that one day. Got to keep the ideas coming so I can churn them out daily, right? So who knows? I may talk about that tomorrow or next week. Who knows? So yeah, overall, like I showed you real quick there, just in a few minutes, steady dividend payout. It's outperforming the S&P, and that's pretty good. I think I would add this one to my portfolio. And with that being said, that's about all I had today. Just wanted to put out another short, quick video there. If you like that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what? Actually, let's look at since this was compared to other ETFs so much. Let's just look at the peer group real quick here. Let's look at VYM. See, VYM is higher. This is the Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund, and there's a lot of Vanguard fans out there. I think, who was it? Jack Bogle that founded Vanguard. So there's like a Bogle following. So Vanguard is obviously a popular company. But to me, not to offend or agree or disagree with anybody, but like I think a lot of these fund companies are the same, whether it's Vanguard, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. I think a lot of them, they basically offer, I did say Fidelity, but they basically offer the same product, in my opinion. Except mutual funds. I think mutual funds are trash. So that'll be my controversial comment for the day. And I did a video on that like 6 months ago, if you're interested in that. So this Vanguard High Dividend Yield Fund, talk about a high dividend, it's only 3%. That's not too encouraging. I can find higher than that, like qyld, but some people don't like that, of course. But I like it. I like the dividend yield on it. $103, and since 06, it's only doubled. So far, I like the SCHD better. Here's the top holdings. Oh, JP Morgan, peer company, at least in terms of fund management. So that's a brief look at that. Let me just look at the others real quick, because I've never talked about some of these on the channel, but I've had requests to talk about them. So if my computer will cooperate with me, we'll look at, let's see, that one's Vanguard too, so I'll skip over that. SPHD I've already talked about. JEPI I've talked about. So I'll look at this DGRO, because I've had some comments talking about this one too. So DGRO, this is the iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF. Get it? DGRO, DGRO. That's kind of cool. Yield is not very good, 2.07%. But sometimes the yield can drop. And remember this is where you got to really analyze, really dig in and delve in and analyze, because the fund, the dividend yield can drop as a percentage because the price of the fund is going up, which is a good thing, but it can make that dividend yield as a fixed amount drop as a percentage. So let's look at how it's done since 2014. It's almost doubled, probably did double. Yeah, it was $55 at the beginning of the year. Of course, 2022, everything's been hit hard. Expense ratio, pretty low overall, but I'd say of the three of these, I probably like SCHD the best. I like the holdings. Let me, for fun here, well, not for fun, but since I have this site up, it would make sense to try to look at these other ones, right? So let me see here. How did I do this before? I'm not too familiar with this site. Oh, enter ticker right up here. DGRO. Grow our dividends here. Is this it? Okay, yeah, this is it here. Let's see. It's about on par with the S&P. So I can already tell you SCHD is outperforming. It's a 5-star Morningstar rating, which you shouldn't base your investments on what Morningstar rates. I mean, Morningstar is great and reputable and all, but I wouldn't invest just because it's a 5-star fund. I mean, it helps. It doesn't hurt. But looking here, 5-day return, it's outpacing at least this year, but it was underperforming the S&P slightly for 3 years and 5 years. Here's what it's invested in. Zero bonds. It's all stocks. Financial services technology. So the weighting's similar to SCHD. Dividend yields higher than the S&P, but these are still pretty low. Here's top companies: Microsoft, Apple, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, JP Morgan, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Coke, Merck. It's not invested in Coke and Pepsi too, but it is invested in Cisco. Interesting. Now let's look up, let's see, and some of you thought I was about over with the video like 2 or 3 minutes ago, but I'm going to look up this last one too, this VYF, or was it VG? Can't even remember the fund name. I got to look again. VG, what was it? Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Come on, Yahoo. Got some pharmaceutical ads here. VYM. I was 1 letter off. Okay. Ooh, the futures are going to smoke tomorrow. That's crazy. This market, wow, we're really just dropping and dropping and dropping. All right, VY, what did I say? VY, did I forget it again? VYM. All right, I'll remember it this time. I'll remember it this time, I promise. VYM. Vanguard. Vanguard high dividend, but the dividend doesn't appear very high. Ooh, it's only a 4-star Morningstar, but we said we don't care about that. underperforming the S&P, 5-day, 1 month, year to date, slightly overperforming the S&P, meaning it's less down than the S&P. Let's just look at what it's in. Financial services, healthcare, similar weightings. It's in Johnson & Johnson, ExxonMobil, JP Morgan. It seems like it's more got, no, it doesn't have that big of an energy weighting. But I see Exxon and I saw two, Chevron and Exxon. I thought, yeah. So of the three of them, I would stick to SCHD. With that being said, hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And that is going to officially end the video. Thank you for watching and take care. Have a good night.